Sonny Liston and Ernie Shavers. He beat all three of them. He beat Sonny Liston when he was a boy. No, everybody was afraid of Sonny Liston. He talked shit and beat him. Knocked him out the second time. George Foreman knocked out Frazier, knocked out Norton. Two guys that he lost.
This goes beyond just making headlines, it's a full-blown public unraveling. Fresh off a crushing knockout, Dubois is lashing out like someone lost in a fog of denial. Confronting Usyk out in the open isn't a show of bravery, it reeks of desperation. Redemption isn't earned through ambush tactics, it's fought for in the ring. Even Joe Rogan chimed in, unable to stay silent about Dubois's mindset. Rogan didn't sugarcoat it, Dubois isn't thinking, he's just reacting. That kind of post-knockout behavior isn't courage, it's chaos. This isn't the start of some heroic comeback story, it's more like a slow-motion collapse. No direction, no clear goal, just a fighter stumbling while Usyk stays sharp and calculated.
Or have you been just kind of fucking off here and there, and then you're like, I could fucking do it.
Yeah.
Because I can fucking do it is not a...
And then there's Usyk, unfazed, unshaken. He met the chaos with a calm smirk and a threat that cut through the noise. He didn't back down, he flipped the narrative. Calm on the outside, but clearly ready to bring the fight anywhere, gloves or not. That's not just self-assurance, that's calculated intensity. While Dubois lashes out in frustration, Usyk's locked in and ready for battle, no matter the arena. He already proved his dominance in the ring, and now he's daring Dubois to test him beyond it. That's not just ruthless, it's ice-cold precision.
I'm ready one fight and tomorrow. And a rematch. And a street fight.
Even Eddie Hearn, a veteran of the sport who's seen just about everything, seemed shaken. When a seasoned promoter says, I don't even want to see this, you know things have veered way off course. Dubois isn't just slipping inside the ring, he's unraveling outside of it too. Meanwhile, Usyk stays above the noise, handling the circus with poise and professionalism. What we're witnessing isn't a heated rivalry anymore, it's one fighter's public self-destruction.
I'm not saying abandon the fight, I'm just going, not for me, mate, I don't want to watch it.
But there was one man who met the chaos with a different vibe, Derek Chisora. Unshaken and unimpressed, Chisora lives for this kind of street-level madness. For him, that airport scene was just another ordinary day. While others stood back, stunned by the tension, Chisora leaned in, grinning, watching Dubois spiral while Usyk held his ground. Moments like that reveal the truth. Real fighters respect composure, not chaos. And Chisora? He knew exactly who the warrior was in that standoff.
Off the scale of body show, you're a liar and all this for no reason. And what happened now?
The harshest blow didn't come from the public, it came from Daniel's own sister, Caroline Dubois. When family speaks out and calls you a disgrace, it's no longer just criticism, it's a complete breakdown of respect. Caroline didn't mince words, and honestly, she didn't have to. From the ring to the airport fiasco, Daniel's recent behavior has turned him from contender to cautionary tale. Usyk didn't just defeat him in the ring, he shattered the illusion. And Caroline, like the rest of the boxing world, saw it for what it was, a fighter who's lost his fire, putting on a show of aggression while crumbling under pressure. This isn't just a stumble in his career, it's something deeper. When your own sister questions your integrity and calls out the damage to the family name, it's not about wins or losses anymore. Daniel tried to start a fight in the street, but Caroline just finished one with words that cut even deeper.
Pretend the man is supremely talented, but time and season is everything in this.
Russ Amber didn't hold back. He called it straight. Dubois came in with aggression, but no game plan. The difference is obvious now. While Dubois charged into the spotlight full of noise and fury, Usyk was in the shadows, sharpening his craft with quiet precision. Dubois tried to muscle through a master technician using raw emotion, a fatal mistake. As Russ pointed out, Usyk's age wasn't a weakness, it became part of his dominance. 3 consecutive wins, each one more ruthless, more calculated than the last. While Dubois tried to turn a strategic battle into a street brawl, he ended up playing right into Usyk's hands. You don't beat a fighter like Usyk with chaos, you beat him with respect, discipline, and a mind as sharp as steel. Dubois came to a sniper's war armed with firecrackers and paid the price. As Russ made clear, blaming age just doesn't cut it anymore.
I thought it could be dominating. I thought he was doing the things that I think Dubois did what I expected him to do, and Usyk did what I expected him to do. You know, he controlled, moved, waited, but then he started landing hard.
And when the chaos cleared, even Don Charles was at a loss for words. When someone with his experience is left speechless, you know something serious went down. But the reality behind his silence. He knew the truth, Dubois wasn't robbed. He was outmatched on every level, there was no grand injustice, no controversial ending. Usyk didn't just win, he systematically picked Dubois apart, exposing every weakness he tried to mask. While some shouted about early stoppages, the hard truth is Dubois didn't show anything that warranted continuing. He gave the referee no reason to let it go on. It's easy to cry foul when you're lying on the canvas, empty of answers. And while Don Charles struggled to put it into words, deep down, he knew, Usyk delivered a clinic. You don't get robbed when you're never really in the fight, mentally or physically. Dubois wasn't prepared. Not for Usyk. Not for war. Not even for the truth.
Speechless. I usually got a lot to say. I'm speechless. The fight ended in round 4 and we got conned out.
Martin Back didn't flinch. He said it straight, Usyk is the top of the food chain right now. No debate. Undefeated, relentless, and fearless. While some get caught up in drama and emotional outbursts, Usyk just keeps doing what matters, winning and collecting titles. Dubois showed up thinking raw aggression would be enough, but Usyk broke that strategy apart with clinical, almost robotic precision. Cole sees it clearly too. Usyk isn't just talented, he's operating on a level so high it makes elite fighters look ordinary. This wasn't just another victory. It was a total deconstruction of everything Dubois thought would give him the edge. Usyk's cardio, his rhythm, his movement, all flawless. Mentally, ice cold under pressure. Back wasn't just giving compliments, he was acknowledging, as a fellow fighter, that Usyk's reign isn't in question. Not by Dubois. Not by anyone in the game right now.
For right now, for this moment now is the best. Retire or keep fighting. He done amazing. This guy is a machine. So it's the best right now, to be honest. So it's still undefeated.
Eddie Hearn's reaction says it all. He knows he just witnessed something historic. Dubois didn't just test Usyk early on, he provoked him. And Usyk, he didn't back down. Instead, he shifted into a higher gear and bulldozed right through. Hearn lays it out clearly. Usyk didn't merely survive the challenge, he became the force driving it. AJ, Fury, Dubois, different opponents, same result. Usyk adapts like water but hits like lightning. Dubois tried his usual fast-paced assault, but Usyk anticipated every move. He stepped directly into the heat with a confident smile. That's not just a fighter, that's a true master of battle. Once doubtful about Usyk's physical strength, Hearn now places him among the elite. This fight wasn't about brute force, it was a showcase of mental control, smart tactics, and flawless timing. Dubois was just another lesson in Usyk's playbook, analyzed, outmaneuvered, and dismantled.
Long time to go, a long way to go.
And for yourself, Martin, obviously you're talking about change there. Billy Nelson said after your last fight that you need change as well. Are you making that change now for your next fight that hasn't been announced yet, but I'm sure there's going to be something announced soon?
Oh, of course, I'm back already in the gym. There's no date confirmed, but I'm already back in the camp. But big mistake I made is to accept the fight.
And then came Lennox Lewis, boxing royalty, delivering a verdict that sealed the story. When a legend like Lewis calls Usyk unbelievable, it's more than praise, it's a crowning moment. Usyk showcased the full arsenal, sharp footwork, flawless movement, precise shot selection, and above all, control. He wasn't just trading punches with Dubois, he was methodically breaking him down, stripping away his rhythm, timing, and confidence. Lennox saw what all great fighters recognize: perfection under pressure. From the jab to the pivots to the counters, Usyk fought like a man who had already anticipated every move Dubois might make. The fact that Lewis, a fighter of such immense stature, didn't need to say more speaks volumes. Dubois came to throw punches, Usyk came to outthink, outlast, and outclass. There was no panic in Usyk's game, only cold, calculated precision. No drama, just total dominance. Lennox summed it up best: what more is there to say? When a fighter delivers a performance like that, there's simply nothing left to debate.
He was unbelievable. He was on form today. He boxed great.
He did the right things. He was counter-punching and he was moving well and he wasn't getting caught. And he started off with a jab, so...
Just when it seemed the consensus was clear, Dave Allen dropped a harsh reality check and it was savage. Allen didn't hold back. He called it how many were quietly thinking, Daniel Dubois quit. But this wasn't just about the body breaking down, it was a surrender of spirit. The final blow may have been tough, but walking away with calm resignation? That's not the mindset of someone determined to keep fighting. Allen's brutal truth peeled away any pretense, no excuses, no spin. When a respected peer like Allen openly declares you gave up, that stigma sticks like a permanent scar, louder than any punch ever thrown. Dubois had the eyes of the boxing world on him, and instead of rising to the occasion, he folded like a man who never truly believed he could win. Usyk didn't just defeat him, he pushed him to quit while still standing, and when Dave Allen, the self-appointed chairman of the Quitters Club, delivers that verdict, it means you've earned a place in the wrong kind of history.
He count of 10, and he walked straight past Usyk, straight to the corner. He was completely fine. I think, and you know what, it's horrific to say, I've quit. It's not horrific to say, I'm queer. I'm chairman of the quit committee. I'm top quitter, I guess. Anyway.
Duke McKenzie didn't hold back. From the very first bell, Dubois looked defeated, not in the 5th round, not in the 10th, but right from the start. That's a harsh indictment. In a fight with so much on the line, showing up with no energy and a lifeless jab is a disservice to the moment. Duke wasn't just criticizing Dubois's skills, he was questioning his heart. The fire wasn't there, the drive was missing, and most crucially, the belief just wasn't present. This was meant to be Dubois's night to prove himself. Instead, it became a stark reminder that the weight of big fights can crush those who aren't mentally ready. Usyk didn't have to outwork a warrior, he simply walked through an empty shell. A slow-starting, jabless, and uninspired Dubois was never going to challenge a generational talent like Usyk.
To me, in the first round, looked really tired. I don't know if it was the occasion that got to him. Obviously, Usyk got to him, but his punches had no snap on them. When Dubois fought Anthony Joshua, in the first round, he set out his stall and he went to work straight away. Steady jab, stiff jab, big jab. He jabbed Joshua to death in the first 30 seconds. But in this fight against Usyk, the jab was pretty much...
Now that we've heard from all sides, the big question is, what happens next? Let's break it down honestly. Daniel Dubois is on a downward spiral. After being methodically taken apart by Oleksandr Usyk in the ring, the airport showdown wasn't just a moment of heat, it was a desperate bid to stay relevant. Usyk didn't only dominate physically, he crushed Dubois mentally. Now, Dubois is swinging wildly at shadows in public places, hoping someone still fears him. But the truth? No one does. Not Usyk, not the fans, not even his own sister Caroline, who didn't hold back calling his actions disgraceful, and she's not wrong. Meanwhile, Usyk keeps climbing higher, undefeated and unshaken. When Dubois confronted him, Usyk didn't flinch, he smiled. That's the real threat. This isn't just a fighter who wins, it's a man who thrives in chaos. If these two ever cross paths again, whether in a sanctioned bout or another street-level showdown, Dubois will be stepping into a mental battlefield from which few return. But here's a thought. What if Dubois can tap into something new? What if that shame ignites a fire that fuels a comeback? Can raw anger overcome refined skill? Can passion outlast precision? Or is Usyk simply on a different plane, operating at a level Dubois may never reach? You've seen the facts and heard the experts. Now it's your turn. Is Usyk the coldest, calmest assassin in boxing today? Or can Dubois flip the script and turn defeat into redemption? Drop your thoughts below, and let's hash it out in the comments.